In the first episode, two citizens, Akan Young and Mark Moore, independently received mysterious deliveries of devices containing elements of a cryptic message. Meanwhile, a group of darkly dressed infiltrators took control of the Fermi 3 stored energy unit facility and appropriated its entire repository. The group's mastermind arranged for the stored energy units to be transported to a secret location. Planning to reunite with the group later at the location, the group's mastermind leaves Fermi 3 for a meeting with Akan Young and Mark Moore, both of whom discovered that the message they received is an invitation to a clandestine rendezvous, and believe it to be sent by an old friend, known to have died long ago. Akan Young and Mark Moore traveled to a secluded location where they met the person who appeared to be their sorely missed comrade, yet he possesses the palpable presence of a persona unknown to either one of the two souls, hoping to reunite with a friend returned from the dead.
Welcome, sir. Chancellor Mulgator is waiting
What's
for...
the point of having me come all the way out here when I already submitted my report? I hope the people responsible for last night's theft have finally been found. I wonder who is going to get blamed for letting them all get away.
Idiot!
Me?
That is correct.
This seems to be a popular trend in law enforcement these days. Blame the victim for the crime.
You had very few security people working for you. What kind of administration is that? You were just asking to be looted. Provincial law enforcement can't fix stupidity.
I see. There was a commitment made to us some time ago, if you recall, that essential supply complexes were going to be much more vigorously protected by Apex peacekeepers.
You didn't even bother calling provincial peacekeepers to respond to the problem.
As you see from my report, I mentioned these people cut off all Fermi 3's communication lines. Interesting that Apex Intelligence put such an extensive global monitoring system in place, but doesn't think to dispatch peacekeepers immediately when its lines to an important facility are abruptly terminated.
We did respond, arriving in full force.
After taking forever to bring communications back, only after I called you to report the raid, and long after the thieves left.
Coordinating a response and setting up a province-wide capturing net were time-consuming.
Look, I know you chancellors have a lot of stuff to deal with these days, assimilating provincial law enforcement peacekeepers with military peacekeepers. So I get the slow response. What I don't get is how any of this is my fault.
You called in, stating the thieves were unarmed. You can't catch unarmed thieves with an armed security force?
13 guards against over 100 assailants? And that body armor thing I also noted in the call.
How hard is it to shoot to kill over 100 unarmed people? What kind of idiots do you have in security that could miss so many easy targets?
Besides using that body armor, these people were a mobile, organized, very savvy group of thieves.
Anyway, administering Fermi 3 won't be such a hard problem for you to handle anymore. Your job there is now done. Thanks for your service.
Sure. Good plan. Set up this province-wide capture net. Get the source of the problem into your office to personally fire him. Then call your boss and say everything's being handled. You haven't called the Granarch to report into him about all this yet, have you? Do you have anything to tell him about who these people are? You have any of them in custody yet? Even absent of gainful employment for the moment, I think I'd rather be me than you right now. I'll see myself out, gentlemen. Actually, I'll just be heading over to Apex Reintegration and Employment Services. I'll be putting in for a soon-to-be vacant Chancellor position.
Hello, Granarch. Just wanted to personally report in on the last night's Fermi 3 activities.
Nice. Pastoral. Well, at least it's been a scenic drive.
If not an informative one. You've been annoyingly terse about what's going on here, Scott.
The Apex observes all.
What's with the voice change, by the way? And also, driving? It's a little spooky having a blind man drive me.
Auto driving.
Yeah, I got that. What is it with you two always explaining everything? It kills the jokes. How much longer, by the way?
Soon.
You said that a while ago. How soon?
Sooner than before.
What exactly does soon mean in your world?
Soon enough.
Is there a reason for all this nondescript annoyance? And if you tell me, all things in their time, or something else trite.
I see now. The Apex observes all.
We're here to just enjoy a relaxing drive with absent words and quiet actions.
Quiet. Until now.
Soon enough.
We just arrived outside Apex Drone and Sentry patrol zones. Look. Over there is an experimental equipment containment facility. The provincial administration assumes peacekeepers stationed not too far from there make regular patrols where we are. But the peacekeepers have been lax for a long time since no active experiments are there. Not anymore. As far as they know, all that's there is a past promise left unrealized. Let me say from the beginning, if you want to return home after what I'm about to explain, you are free to do so. I completely understand if you are not willing to go along with a major movement that's about to directly challenge the Apex. I'll arrange everything for you to get secretly and safely back home. The Apex will never know of any of this occurring. Sounds interesting.
Sounds dangerous.
Assist. What in creation is that? A physical assister, based on a medical exoskeleton I used for convalescence. I'm sure it must have been some convalescence. You took a really bad hit.
So good to see you, Brother Commander. We all saw you three come in from our lookout point. The last of the energy units should now be in place. It took a while for everyone to avoid and evade the Apex search parties last night, so all the units couldn't be placed in the lake until day.
That's wonderful news, Diana. Just perfect. Everyone did a phenomenal job.
Sorry to interrupt. I guess I'll see you soon?
Of course, danger has advantages.
Akan, Mark, I realize until now I have led you to believe that I am the person you both lost to death. Now, it is time to tell you the truth. Scott Billings did not survive. Scott Billings is dead. The identity of the person whose protoplasm was used so that I could stand before you here and now is gone. I am not Scott Billings. I am Jean de Ais Frost.
In a moment, we'll return to All Aspire.
Hey, what do you know? All Aspire is back. Yay.
Jean de Ais Frost. An alias. Identity protection. Given what happened when you died, that makes sense. I am not Scott. It feels like you, that's for sure. I meant what I said. It's the truth. Hakan, I would think you of all people wouldn't let vague sentimental impressions override reason. Only someone who knows me well would know that.
Not to mention your message to us. It was all in your own distinct method and manner, in your own will and way.
Mark, you must appreciate whom you are with. Scott Billings is dead. I am Jean de Ais Frost.
Well, I'll admit there are some noticeable changes. Quite a bit, actually.
A great many. The only absolute in this existence is change. Though, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Meaning what? You have dissociative personality disorder or something?
Meaning, we're here because of what Scott Billings left behind.
Why give a complicated, straightforward answer when a simple, convoluted paradox will do? You're definitely Scott Billings.
A reclamation community of over 100 of us is ready and dedicated to return the world to itself. 100. Busy, man. Sounds like it will be inspirational, rewarding, fulfilling, like the days of the Great Path.
And hazardous, perilous, precarious, risky, chancy, treacherous, like everything that happened after the Great Path died.
Is that a negativist's way of saying fun?
Is that another idealist's stupid question?
I meant what I said, with no loss of sodality between us. You have the option to leave right now. This campaign is going to be everything you both just said it would, and more. Well, let's at least get to see these 100 or so people and explore the situation more.
Great popularism reasoning. If a whole flock pledges to something deleterious, it must be a really good idea. Not like that's how the Apex got made in the first place.
I'll return what Scott Billings led to ruin. I owe you and all the peoples this. Your lives and life bonds are all important, my brothers. Yeah, you're back all right.
And with groupies. You, make sickly sentimental speeches like that for them too, do you? I want to know if I should get some noisy sound suppressors for my hearing. See.
Surprise. Wow. Relax. It'll all go fine.
I just have a lot on my mind.
And maybe secretly hoping I was the man himself?
Well, I want to get this thing started.
And you're pining for him to give you a nice, comforting send-off.
I wouldn't say pining.
The shy and lovesick never do. It's the oldest form of denial, you know.
Just stop.
Fine with me, though it's more entertaining when you're this uptight.
That's right, girl. Just keep playing with fire.
Oh, that's fine. I'm the calm, cool water that douses the flames. That's why we're so good together, right?
By the way, if that thing is a medical instrument, what's with all the armor? Combat protection. Combat? Combat? What did you expect? He's going up against the Apex. Though I'm surprised you've gone this way. Weaponless strategies were your claim to fame. Combat. This is not a weapon. We do not use weapons. This is an article of defense. We use defensive, non-violent techniques in combat. And in general. Combat. I mean, I know you're planning an anti-Apex campaign, but combat.
Quit repeating repetition repetitively. Deal with it. It's a necessary reality if they're gonna counter the Apex.
I think I'd like to have my nice normal reality back, Akan. If you want out now. No. No. Whatever clothes you need to wear, whatever name you need to call yourself, I'm here.
Hey, Three's Company, all together, no matter whatever, the more people change, the more things are the same, or whatever it is you said back there. Pick your favorite idiot's idiom.
Thank you, my brothers. I have to head off now to participate in the last phase of today's plan. Can you please drive yourselves over to the edge of those trees by the lake Diana mentioned? We'll all meet up again soon.
How soon?
All things in their time.
Stupid little brothers love tempting the hard beatdowns. You're gonna be getting some of this soon.
Oh, the pilots and I are ready. How are those people you were talking to?
Fine. They'll soon be in the combat safe zone.
Combat is such an ugly word that I'll never be comfortable with.
I couldn't agree with you more. But one thing is certain. The element of surprise makes for an excellent defense, and also makes for a wonderful ally. And we will use it in its non-violent form to the fullest. Just in case the Apex fighters near here find their way to this point, they will be introduced to the greatest surprise of all. Nichelle, is everything ready to bring our new friends to the Aurora?
Yes, Brother Commander. Our transport is already in the area where you sent them. I'll get to the safe zone as soon as possible and get them to the transport. Also, I was getting readings on Peacekeeper comm scanners before I left the Aurora. I heard chatter directing the ground military and law enforcement to head off to protect and secure population centers.
As we expected. They think we're going to use the energy units in some sort of weapon against the people. Their terrorist paranoia drives their actions to protect themselves against an imagined threat. We can't stop their air force and all their now alerted drones from going into unpopulated areas like here, looking for high concentrations of the energy unit signatures. But at least we'll give them a pretty sight to see as we leave. Our window of opportunity is now open.
Understood. Please, take care.
You too. You as well, Nichelle.
I'll let everyone on the Aurora know. It's all beginning.
All beginning. It certainly is. All beginning. Again. Another cycle.
Alert! Alert! Squadron of unidentified aircraft on course for south. Head to intercept. This is a combat alert.
Target long-range ballistics on.
They just jumped a huge distance nearly instantaneously! Who are these people?
They're right on us, but they're not firing. We got some kind of person, armor, being up here. Can't get a clear targeting on him. He's so fast.
Short range rapid fire now! Take it down!
I got a hit on the armor.
Negative.
It didn't even scratch it. Just impacted on its surface.
They're all flying our ballistics! Light Commander, we are detecting a high-level energy signature reading emanating from the bottom of the large lake just ahead of us.
What?
மக்களே, நாம் ஆவலுடன் எதிர்பார்த்துக் கொண்டிருந்த நல்ல செய்தி வந்துவிட்டது. நமது பயணம் இப்போது தொடங்குகிறது.
நல்லது. எல்லா எந்திரங்களும் தயார் நிலையில் உள்ளன. விண்கலம் புறப்பட 10 நொடிகள் எண்ணுங்கள்.
They've detected the activation.
How? System failure on the signature blocker, maybe. Oh my.
Enemy aircraft speed jumping right by us!
They're trying to squeeze us between them and that big thing. All fighters pull out! Don't let them squeeze us in! Transmit all combat reports directly to Granark and keep within monitoring distance.
Amazing. An impressive feat. So now you have seen us. We are the Cycle Forces. Fervent idealists. Mark. In our next mission, I'll need your help with a certain Apex Chancellor. I see. You sound distraught. We haven't spoken to each other in some time. We had somewhat bitter arguments. Deep ones, actually. I see. Do you think it might be possible for you and I to arrange some kind of détente? I can see your intention.
An Apex member who is less inclined to see us as terrorists would be useful. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Thank you. Akan, Mark, welcome to the Cycle Forces. Well, those fighters have no doubt reported their findings, and if we aren't being monitored yet, we soon will be. Let's give them a good view of us ascending to levels of the atmosphere their aircraft can't reach. Ascend the Aurora.
In the next episode, Apex Chancellor Mary Lynn Taylor Moore and her brother Mark Moore try to mend their estranged family. As the Cycle Forces harness relationships, Gendarme's Frust continues to amass. But no bonds of either family or friends can halt the Apex's escalating seizure crusade against the Cycle Forces and their new, flying, mobile base, the Aurora. Conflict erupts as the Apex and Cycle Forces find themselves embroiled in battle upon the land and sky of the province Chancellor Mary Lynn Taylor Moore is sworn to safeguard. Be sure to return for the next episode in the continuing story of All Aspire.